Good morning, America. This is Mr. JJ Diamond, Private Friend Incorporated, better known as Jacqueline Richardson, Jackie. I have so many different names. But this morning, I wanted to get on and thank Walmart. Walmart came out in East Charlotte yesterday and gave the community fresh produce. And it was a wonderful thing. I wanted to tell Walmart thank you. No one has seen my vision, and Walmart seen my vision. When I first started out with Private Friend Incorporated, I went out and I gave fruits to people in the street and water to people in the street because it was so hot. Matter of fact, the heat was so hot, I got sick from it. However, I've been throwing my vision out there and nobody's been paying attention. And Walmart did pay attention. And I want to say thank you. There's nothing like having fresh produce in your home for your kids, and a lot of people don't realize how healthy fresh produce really is. A lot of people buy canned goods, and canned goods are not really all that great for you because it has sodium in it to keep it fresh. And then frozen, of course, everything that gets frozen get ice on it. So that actually takes out some of the vitamins and nutrition that we need. But when it's fresh, we get everything that it has in it to keep us functioning well every day. And I'm glad that Walmart seen what I was saying with Private Friend Incorporated, and I was unable to complete my task due to me not having the funding. And of course, y'all know I've been through a lot of lies with people saying that they're going to help, and they really didn't. But I'm glad that Walmart saw my vision and they're helping the communities. They gave us some wonderful things. My daughter was so happy. She got some strawberries, and she said the strawberries are so good. A little later on, I will be loading a video of her talking about her strawberries on Facebook. So anyone that's on my Facebook page or Private Friend Incorporated page, you can view it there. Where we just came out. I wasn't able to actually tape them doing everything because everybody was in a line and they was trying to keep everybody moving. So, people was coming home from work, and they was trying to get everybody their produce and get them out the door. So I didn't want to, mess all of that up. So what me and Egypt just did, we just made a little video outside of the school. And that's another thing. I want to thank Lawrence Orr Elementary for participating in this. That was a wonderful thing. And all the teachers that stayed after school to help. Thank you. It couldn't have been done without all of y'all. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that the community is coming together. The Walmart managers. Oh, man. I wish y'all guys would. I know y'all had your name tags on, but y'all should have had your store numbers on there as well. And the reason why I say that is because when we go out to support these Walmart stores, we know that it's so many of y'all all over the place, and we don't know which store we're going trying to help, by spending our money in the store. And the only way we will know is by the store number, so we can look it up and see where the store is located. I go to the Walmart in my area unless I'm in another area, but I would like to come to all the different stores that donated their time and services to the community, just to give back. That's the way it's done. You show love, I show love. I show more love, you show love. You show more love. That's the way it's done, America. it's called a recycle. You know, we recycle it back and forth. You know, Walmart knows the community spent a lot of money. You know, and they was willing to help out. Not only Walmart, Food Lion was a part of that. I'm sorry, so y'all make sure y'all go out and support Food Lion, Sarah Lee, and you know, I've worked for all of these companies. They're all good companies. I was a vendor. Well, the professional word for it is route sales rep. However, they still call us vendors. I was a vendor, and I worked with a series of Walmarts. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. The Walmarts that I've worked with in Maryland and Delaware. And I've been to Walmarts all over the United States. You know, when I'm traveling, first thing I look for is a Walmart, you know, because you know you can get whatever you need in a Walmart. You know, I was down in South Carolina, and I had to stop at a Walmart. You know, I was in Parrish Island, and, you know, Walmart is everywhere. You know, when I was living in Queens, I had to go to Walmart. You know, we can't escape Walmart. You know, they have the best prices. You know, they match everybody's prices. And they have fresh food, you know. Very rare you hear someone say that they got sick from buying Walmart's food, people. So I'm just telling you these things because I've been shopping at Walmart for over, I would say maybe 15, 16 years. I started out in Buffalo, New York. Walmart was actually on the outskirts of Buffalo. But I started out there, and when I moved to Maryland, it was like heaven, Walmart City everywhere. So I've never gotten sick from any of their meat, their produce. You know, I always get good buys at Walmart. You know, I've always supported Walmart. If y'all look at my website, y'all see Walmart banners everywhere. And that's another thing. Walmart allows you to buy online. So if you ever need to buy online, you can go to www.msjjdiamond.com and hit any of the Walmart links, and it'll take you right to their website, and you can purchase Walmart brands. Or their brand of food is great value, and some of their stuff is actually better than the top brand names of things, you know. But if you haven't shopped Walmart yet, or you just, you know, haven't dedicated yourself to that particular store, I would tell you that you should, because they do give back. You know, they give back in all the communities. You know, like in Maryland, they gave back to the fire department because the fire department were volunteers. And their kitchen was tore up, you know, and they needed to fix their kitchen because how do they eat while they're at work? And some of them work 12, 17, you know, 20 hours, and they can't eat, you know. So they remodeled their kitchen so they'll be able to eat and fix food and you know, clean food. You know, so Walmart does things all around the United States. I don't know about outside the world, but I know Walmart is everywhere in the world. But I can only speak for what I see here in America. And right here in America, Walmart does give back, people. So you think about that when you out shopping. You know, you say to yourself, does this store give back to the communities? Because one day I may need them to, you know, give back to the communities because I may need them, you know. Just think about that when you're giving your money to certain organizations. And, you know, I always tell people, you know, I never like to take pictures and stuff when I'm helping people or involve other people in what I'm doing. So I never took pictures and like ask people, hey, come in and take a picture with me because I just gave you this or gave you that, you know, because I always felt like it was private. But when I got into the industry and I started my nonprofit, this is something I had to do in order to prove to the people that this is what I'm doing. I'm really out here doing this. I don't just have a nonprofit and I'm saying it and, you know, I'm portraying to be a person that I'm not. And so I had to start taking pictures and taping stuff. And, you know, to me, I feel like it's a violation of people that's getting services. But, in order for us to get known and to get the love from others so we can give back to the community, these are the things that we have to do to show show other people that, hey, I'm legit. This is what I do. I get the money from you guys and I give it back to the community. Or I make the money myself and I give it to the community, and Walmart is one of those places that's about that life, Food Lion, about that life. I really didn't know about Sara Lee. I didn't know that they did donation things, but now I know, but I just want to say thank you again. And for all the people that participated, thank you so much. It was a wonderful event. Everything was clean. Everything was fresh. My daughter was so happy. She got broccoli, her favorite. I said, look, Egypt, there's broccoli. She loves fresh broccoli. That's what I feed my baby. I try to feed her all fresh vegetables because I want to try to keep her as healthy as possible. Because with Private Friend Incorporated, I focus on two things. And one of them is the youth and the other is the elderly. The middle, I help those that need it. But, we focus on the youth for two reasons. One, a lot of these kids today are growing up and they're getting cancer. And we have to stop this cancer. I had 7 family members that was diagnosed with cancer. And, of course, I don't believe it that they all had cancer. But I said, okay, well, I'm going to find a way to beat this, and the way to beat this is to start eating healthy, eating healthy from when the baby's in the womb. We went through a series of negative circumstances and I had to eat other foods and my kids had to eat other foods that they weren't used to and that wasn't that healthy. But I always make sure I go back to it, because we can't always afford to buy the fresh produce and, decent meat and stuff like that. We can't afford it all the time. So we have to make ends meet the best way we can. But when we can afford it, we got to give it to them, or supplement with a vitamin, to try to keep these kids healthy because these are the kids that's going to be running the nation within the next 10, 15 years, and time go by really fast, so you got to look at that. And then I focus on the elderly. A lot of them, they're stuck in their ways and they want to die anyway, so it's no turning them back. However, but there are some that do want to learn how to stay alive a lot longer than some of their family members or friends, And all we can do is put the knowledge out there and try to help as much as we can. And I'm going to continue to put the knowledge out there. You can always look on Private Friend Incorporated's page. If I learn something new or if I learn something and I know it needs to be heard, I'm going to put it there. Or if someone else wrote something and I feel like it needs to be heard, I'm going to put it there so people can view it and read it and try to get the understanding. And if there's anything that you don't understand, feel free to call me. Anyone is free to call me. My telephone number is all over the web. All you got to do is say Google Miss JJ Diamond's telephone number or Jacqueline Richardson's telephone number, Private Friend Incorporated telephone number, and it's going to pop up. That number hasn't changed. That number has been that way since I got Private Friend Incorporated. So I say that to say if there's anything that you need to know about anything that I do with Private Friend Incorporated, feel free to pick up the phone and call me. I don't have a problem answering or calling anyone back regarding any information when it comes to the nonprofit. And I'm personally still working on my nonprofit so I can get out there and give fresh produce. My goal was to get some land and grow some crops and